Hello YouTube, I'm the Foam Witch, and this is the final video in my series of how I made my Skyrim armour. This is going to show how I painted and finished the armour, so let's do this. Once all the sections had been built out of the foam, which you can see in previous videos on my channel, the foam needed sealing before painting. And to do this, I use my favourite sealer, which is black flexi paint from the incredible Tigers Supplies. This is a really great sealer because it can be brushed on, it's non-toxic so can be used inside, it's just incredible stuff. To make it a little bit easier to paint these pieces, I added some foam handles on the back just to help me hold them. Each of the armour pieces then got 2 layers brushed on by hand. And then they got hung up like this to dry. As there's quite a lot of sections to this costume, this sealing process did take quite a long time. Once the hand brush layers had dried, this is how they looked. To make each piece super smooth, I then used flexi paint through my airbrush and did 2 more layers on each piece. Using a hairdryer on a cool setting after each layer of flexi paint does help it to dry a little bit quicker. This is how it was looking after all of the smaller sections of the armour had been sealed. I then followed exactly the same process for the larger pieces, which included the belt and the chest plate. And once those pieces had dried, the sealing of the armour was complete. Now the painting could begin, and I had a lot of different paints that I was going to use for this costume. Everything started with a base layer of a dark silver. This just got dry brushed on each piece. I didn't want full silver coverage because I wanted this piece to look a bit worn and weathered. I then went in with some different shades of browns and oranges to give a kind of rust and grime effect. These were the hand and foot plates once they'd been fully painted. The same then got done for the braces on the front, but on the back it needed to look like leather, so I just painted it with different shades of brown. And the same got done for the knee parts. This is how it looked once all the smaller armour parts had been painted. With exactly the same process then being followed again for the larger pieces of the chest plate and the belt. I then needed to make the side panels that were going to go on the belt, so I used loads of paper and stuck it together to make a template, which I then used to cut out some faux leather for the side panels, sticking the thigh armour straight onto this with contact adhesive. I also used Velcro as an attachment so it could be taken on and off easily for storage. These side panels then have strips all the way around and some line details, so I just used a different colour brown faux leather to stick these on. Because I don't know how to sew, these all just got stuck on with contact adhesive. These are the strips I cut out for the line details, and I just stuck them on following the pictures from the game as a reference. This is how it looked once all those lining details had been stuck on. I also cut out some foam dowel to use as these kind of rivet things that were also on the side panels. This was looking far too clean, so I wanted to weather it, so I just took some brown airbrush paint and went over all the edges of the faux leather. Here you can hopefully see the difference between unweathered and weathered. It just gives it a bit more dimension and makes it look a bit more realistic. I also painted the rivet things silver, I just forgot to put it in the video, sorry! This costume has quite a bit of fur trim to it, so I found this incredible faux fur that was just perfect for what I needed. I'd never worked with a material like this before, so it was a little bit tricky trying to understand how it needed to be cut, but after a few attempts I got it perfect. This was one of the 2 pieces for the belt. I then took some clippers and just trimmed a section at the top so it was going to be easy to stick onto the belt. The fur would have got in the way otherwise. These then got attached to the belt on either side using contact adhesive. The foot plates then got stuck onto the boots, again using contact adhesive. And some more of that fur trim added to the knee parts of the boots. I also did some for the shoulder parts, but again I've just forgot to add it to the video, sorry. To attach the thigh armour, I stuck on some velcro to both the trousers and the armour. And once all of that had been added, the Skyrim armour was finally complete. This had been an absolute dream cosplay of mine since the game came out, so I just can't tell you how thrilled I am that it was finally finished. If you're still watching this video, I want to give you a massive huge thank you, and if you haven't done so already and would like to subscribe to my channel, if you could do that now, that would be incredible. I want to say thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.